Creation Day 2. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Genesis 1:7. At the beginning of the second day of the creation week, water covered the whole planet. What did God do to divide the waters below from the waters above? Before we talk about what is described in this verse when God divided the waters, let's first talk about the stuff we often take for granted: water. Water is one of the most basic substances on our planet. It is necessary for life. Our bodies require about 64 ounces of water daily, yet we rarely think about water because it is found in abundance on planet Earth. But water is so unique it could not have originated by chance. With its many qualities that support life, it could only be the product of an incredibly complex design. Water is the result of a strong chemical union of two gases, oxygen and hydrogen. It just happens to stay in liquid form at the narrow range of temperatures that are beneficial to living creatures. When combined with carbon and certain other elements, water composes nearly all molecules of all living creatures. Virtually a liquid mineral, water is a misfit among the other compounds. It expands when it freezes, enabling it to float. Water is absolutely essential in liquid form for all the key systems of life. Circulation, digestion, and respiration all depend on liquid water. We all tend to take water for granted. Our bodies need 8 cups of pure water every day just to replace what is used up in normal body processes. As you think about these facts, your brain cells are working and using water. Just as a car battery without enough water will prevent your car from working, dehydration in a human body leads to malfunction and, in extreme cases, death. Even the oxygen you breathe requires water to dissolve it and carry it to the cells in your body. Many health problems are at least partly caused by lack of water. Excellent research results about the benefits of water are becoming increasingly well known. Those who value their health will do well to take water seriously. Space probes have searched other planets for liquid water to see if life forms could be present. But Earth, the place where God specifically created physical life forms, is the only planet where liquid water has been found, and it is found in abundance. Let's look again at what happened on day 2 of the creation week. Genesis 1:6-8 tells us that God moved some of the water to a place above the surface of the planet. The water above was separated from the water on the surface by what he calls the firmament, which can also be translated the expanse or the air. God then named the firmament heavens in the plural. So on creation day number 2, God moved some of the water on the earth to a location above the heavens. It's easy to see that the waters under the heavens refers to the water on the surface of the earth, in the earth's oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams. But the waters above the heavens are more difficult to understand. Do these waters above simply refer to the clouds in the sky? We know that clouds can contain a lot of water. An average-sized cumulus rain cloud, a half-mile long, a half-mile wide, and a half-mile high, contains about 500 tons of water. That is a lot of water. So it may be that when God separated the waters above the heavens simply refers to the water found in the clouds. Some would argue that Genesis 1:7 tells us that God specifically divided the waters and placed some above the air, not in the air. So could these waters above have been more substantial than just clouds we see in our atmosphere today? Some have suggested that these waters were placed above the sky for the sole purpose of providing a reservoir of water for the great flood of Noah. There may have been a water vapor canopy located high in the Earth's atmosphere. Atmospheric canopies are found on several other planets. The planet Venus is shielded by a vapor canopy so dense we cannot see through it to the surface of Venus. This canopy is the result of the extremely high temperature of Venus. Another example of a vapor canopy is found on Saturn's moon, Titan. It has a cold vapor canopy completely surrounding it. One thing to remember is that we know that people on the Earth could see the stars clearly even back in the time of Adam and Eve. So if there was a vapor canopy, it was transparent, meaning that people could see through it, at least at nighttime. It was not like the thick, cloudy vapor canopy that surrounds the planet Venus. Back in the early 1900s, the idea of an ice crystal canopy was proposed. Such an ice crystal canopy would be transparent both day and night, except at some bright spots where the sun's reflections would produce bright halos. We get the same halo effect in the winter when the air is filled with ice crystals. These halos are called sundogs because they follow the sun. Even on our planet today, 50 miles above the surface, we find noctilucent clouds, meaning night shining clouds. These clouds consist of ice crystals, and from the ground are only visible at twilight. They are most often observed during the summer months in latitudes between 50 degrees, which is roughly the U.S.-Canada border, and 70 degrees, which is above the Arctic Circle. The clouds are too faint to be seen during the day and are visible only when the Earth is in a shadow, while these very high clouds are still in sunlight. These clouds can last hundreds of years in the upper atmosphere and are sometimes referred to as fossilized clouds because of their age. They are the highest clouds in the Earth's atmosphere, located in an area called the mesosphere at altitudes between 47 and 53 miles. Regardless of which theory makes the most sense to you, no amount of speculation will ever prove for certain what happened when God divided the waters, but many continue to speculate about the mystery of Genesis 1:7. Day 2 ends with a phrase that will become familiar as we continue to study the 6 creation days. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Genesis 1:8. God makes a point to make it clear that what happened on each creation day happened in a normal 24-hour Earth day. This was not a long age of many years. This was a day that included an evening and a morning. And so day 2 of the creation week ends, and we are reminded of what happened on this important day in Psalm 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows His handiwork. Thanks for watching the Bible Brick Channel. If you liked this video, please click like and subscribe below. And check out our other videos. You can find links to all our videos on BibleBrick.com. That's Bible-Brick.com.